Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 229. Stev's back. Thanks, Stev. I cannot describe the amount of
indescribable.
It's an indescribable even sentence that I'm speaking right now.
Precisely.
I can't describe the amount of appreciation that I have for you helping me out again.
I'm flattered.
Make sure this isn't on mute. It is not,
Okay.
so we're good.
All
Let's
right.
just make sure. Yep, we're good. Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, how you been? We did some pre-production, not really about the show, just chit-chatting, but
catching up,
to the Chuggalo. How you been?
What's new since, let's see, it's been, what, a month since I was here?
Yeah, something like
Just
that.
about.
Well, no, I mean, you and Phil, when were you guys here together? I don't know.
It was the late 220s. For
The
sure.
late 220s? Okay.
But,
That's how we mark the time now.
yeah.
It's how the Mo people will mark the time,
BCP.
too. Yeah. BCP 229. That's what...
Put that on the calendar.
The new year. The years are only 7 days. Unless I'm late on the episode,
That's
which
all right.
happens constantly.
Yeah. I'm still catching up on the one from the other day.
It's all good.
So
It was just me ranting for 30
That's all
minutes.
right. That's literally what every podcast is.
That's true.
So
That's what every podcast is, guys. If you want to start a podcast, I
Do
encourage you
it.
not to. Because ours is better.
everybody has a podcast, and then that would be competition to this one.
Right.
And then we can't have that.
I feel like
I say we like I'm
well, you're part of it. I mean, come on.
I'm affiliated.
How many times have you done this show? I feel like I have so much appreciation as well for the listeners, and there's a good steady grouping of listeners
It's on
and
the
watchers
rise.
and it is on the rise. I feel like there's several time periods that we are hitting our stride. We're A game material, and I think
For
it's
sure.
happened several times, and I think there's been some slumps. But I think if at some point somebody's gonna hit one of those strides just randomly going through YouTube or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna catch on like wildfire.
And then it just blows
And I hope that when that happens, like I think people will be like, wow, this is actually really interesting. These guys talk about cool stuff. They're just like us. We're just hanging out drinking beer. Now you won't be able to find any of the beers we're drinking
Certainly
because
not.
many of them will not be in production.
I mean,
Some of the breweries will probably be out of business.
some of the big ones.
Unless it
but
happens today.
for
Start
the
today.
mole people, yeah.
Let's
there's
go viral.
No chance. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hashtag viral.
Yeah, the mole people have no chance of finding a great majority of this beer.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Some of it might come back. Some of it might get like a callback or a Throwback Thursday.
Throwback there, yeah.
Do they still do Throwback Thursday?
I don't know if that's like a popular trend anymore. I mean,
I've been
like,
wearing bell bottoms every Thursday for the past 6 years.
apple bottom
So-
jeans, boots with the fur.
Apple bottom? I don't know if it's apple bottom because my bottom is not apple shaped. It's more like
What is an apple shaped?
it's more like square mush.
Okay.
I would describe my bottom as square mush.
Yeah.
Just having been sitting in an office too long. That's the description, not an excuse. That's how I describe my
All right.
butt.
If you've seen like
It is the shape of
Hank
having
Hill
sat
ass
too long. Hank
from-
Hill ass.
that's-
I appreciate Hank Hill ass though. That's like flat pants sagging.
Yeah.
I used to have a Hank Hill ass. I used to when I was
need to
fit.
do
I
some
had
squats.
a Hank Hill ass, and it used to be cool. There was a time, kids. I know you guys are like, oh my god, this fucking old
Okay,
guy.
boomer.
Yeah, right. Like, I can't believe that what I'm about to say is gonna be like an old person thing, but your T-shirt it hangs a certain length, and in most cases, just to the top of or over the back pockets of your pants. However, there was a time, my prime, I'd like to think,
Okay.
when having the back pockets of your pants be completely visible was about
Was the
what
thing.
you wanted.
Really?
Like, there's extreme where the top of your pants are showing under, beneath where your shirt
Under
hangs.
your shirt, yeah. Okay.
That's too much. I didn't go that far. But a little sag looks good.
See,
Not anymore though. You have the sag, you look like you shit your pants.
you got diaper butt.
You got diaper butt. But it used to be the thing. Pants were made, and I feel like they're still made to be sagged. Because if you ever wear Levi's jeans. I know you have a point, and
Okay.
I want you to remember it. I'm
Okay.
just not trying to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But if you wear
cooking up here.
Levi's jeans, the stiffness of them and the shape that they're perfectly symmetrical front and back. Right? Pants should be have a little bit more in the back, so when you sit down,
It's
they
got
don't
some
shoot
give.
down,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Well, no, they still do that. So when I sit down, you got plumber's butt crack showing.
I see
Well,
a lot
I don't
of that
appreciate that. I don't appreciate that. Make it so the pants don't show my ass crack.
Yeah.
Like, make them less symmetrical.
Less-
Well, I don't understand how we haven't gotten there yet.
Less
Like,
ass
boxers
crack.
have gotten there. Have you
Yeah.
noticed?
Yeah.
Boxers used to have seams down the side.
Now they're
And
like
they were uncomfortable, but now they have like a crotch
around.
section and two leg sections.
it's-
so that you could sit and not get all bunched up.
yeah. It's
Why don't pants do that?
make
Question
'em.
of the day: why don't pants do that?
Make them. So
I'm write that down. It might be a good title.
offshoot of TC Tuggers.
TC Tuggers. It's not a joke.
You gotta get
It's not like the Huggy or whatever Snuggie.
Snuggie. Yeah.
All right, you
So-
had a point.
My counter argument
I'd love to hear it.
is so. What I wouldn't consider this to be my prime, but it would be a prime for somebody.
Sure.
If you're familiar with the like early to mid aughts,
Yeah, early to
like,
mid aughts. That was
swag
my
rap.
prime, dude.
where dudes like Lil Wayne,
I'm
or
talking
Lil
about that
Jon,
era.
but they would wear like
This was Lil Wayne.
triple 4XL t-shirts and like jorts that were like
It was
48
common.
inch.
Burlington Coat Factory
uh-oh.
used to sell 7XL shirts.
No way.
Like you
That's
could
a
only find
dress.
those at big and tall shops, right? No,
That's
they used to
nuts.
sell everything from 1X to 7X specifically because it
Avenged
was in
Sevenfold.
style. It was like if you go look at old videos of Jay-Z, like he dressed ridiculous
Bro was swimming in
by
that
today's
outfit. Yeah.
standards. But looking back, we were like, fuck yeah, this guy's got it together, you know?
Yeah.
Like Echo, remember Echo?
Yeah.
Echo shirt,
Echo Unlimited.
6XL, super long,
Yep.
almost a nightgown. But you could still see the back pockets of his pants.
You could
Because
fit,
he sagged them to his knees.
there's
Fucking
videos
Jay-Z,
of people like skateboarding primarily where just like baggy ass t-shirt
Yeah.
and like
And baggy pants.
baggy ass pants. Like you could fit a whole like PlayStation 2 in these back
Oh,
pockets.
yeah. You could
Like,
fit multiple.
without a
PlayStation
doubt.
2s
Yeah.
in those pockets, like for sure.
And it's just
That was style back then.
that was the size exactly.
My
So
all of my jeans I've since gotten rid of, thrown away.
You're like
all of
Janko
my
jeans?
early No, I didn't like Janko. Janko was too big.
see, I got some Jankos
Janko
from
was
the
for
thrift
like
store.
if you were big into butt rock.
Okay.
You were
yeah.
a Janko fan, like
some-
and I'm not even talking just like Crazy Train, sure, or Crazy Town, whatever, you know, Butterfly, but even like more
God,
like Seven Dust,
I think Crazy Town, yeah.
Crazy Town, I can't remember.
Maybe.
Butterfly, whatever.
I
it's
think
like.
of, I think
I'm-
of Creed primarily.
Creed.
Like butt rock.
But I think Creed.
Creed
was too mainstream. I'm thinking like, yeah, Seven Dust is
Seven
like what I'm
Dust, what's a
thinking.
good
Maybe
one?
like Breaking Benjamin,
Like Hailstorm. I remember Hailstorm.
like singing.
Because once Paramore got big, there was like a bunch of those like wannabe Paramours.
Oh yeah,
Like
oh
Flyleaf.
Flyleaf.
and-
I remember
and that,
Flyleaf.
yeah.
I liked Flyleaf.
Which they've got some
They were
good
good.
tracks. An argument could even be said for like Evanescence being
Maybe.
the one.
So I consider Evanescence had that popular song where that guy who comes in is just like, oh, I'm rapping, yeah.
Right.
That's that's Janko right there.
That's Janko,
That's
yeah.
Janko.
It's like that and Fred Durst almost.
I don't know. Fred Durst
I don't know
a
if he
little
ever
different.
wore-
Fred Durst was more of the shorts that went to the top
He was
of your
more of the
socks.
rap side, yeah. That is true.
Like
That
he
is
was,
true.
he was more of a long shorts than a baggy pants kind of guy. He did wear baggy pants, I'm sure, because that was the style back then. I had jeans that were super baggy, and if I put them on now, poo butt, diaper butt.
Diaper butt, for
But
sure.
if I wore them back then, which I did, I looked fucking awesome.
Fashion star.
Just so good.
It's just crazy how fashion is a thing.
It's a thing. But the one thing that hasn't changed is prep.
Prep.
It's always been the same. Just the company's changed. It was Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Khakis and Abercrombie.
Okay.
Then
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Khakis and Hollister. Then it was
like
khakis
two pop
and
collars on polos.
exactly 2 pop collars. That was early 2000s too.
It was some like fake spray tan.
Fake spray tan, a little
the hater blockers,
blonde tips.
Frosted tips. I had frosted tips.
I also had frosted tips. If MySpace was still around, and you could look at my old profile, which I had deleted at some point in my life. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to keep this around.
No
this is
reason
dumb.
for this. Yeah,
I should have kept it though. Now looking back, I'm like, I wish I had that.
You could just laugh at yourself.
To look at.
Yeah.
I had frosted tips.
Yeah. No.
What was I getting to? I don't remember.
MySpace,
but if we had MySpace.
Hollister.
Hollister,
preppy.
yeah. So we were going along the lineage. Now it's just Vineyard Vines. Or Vineyard, whatever the whale is.
I think it's Vineyard.
And it's like, holy shit, can a t-shirt... I remember when t-shirts at Hollister were like $30. I never shopped at Hollister, but I knew what the prices were. And now it's like $60.
It's $60 for like a
fucking whale
shirt with a logo this big on it.
That's ridiculous. What is so great about that shirt?
Status, I guess.
Status.
Fake status.
Status.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't understand.
But that style has always I think maybe khakis were a little like I don't know if you remember back because you were young in 2002, 3.
Yeah.
The khaki style, they had these like thicker, darker khakis that were a little baggier. Sometimes frayed bottoms for the at the ankle. But now obviously they're a lot tighter, and more professional looking.
I would almost say it's Vineyard Vine shirts, and then it's like shorts with like 6-inch inseam, but they're like salmon pink.
Oh yeah,
they're like that pastel.
Dude. Colorful shorts are so in, especially in this town. Just everyone. I go to the ice cream social every once a year. Oh, no. Just all these dudes wearing short inseam, red and pink shorts. Yeah. Thinking I'm gonna look different. I'm gonna look different this year. Nope, you look exactly the same.
You look like a
But I can't wear the shorts that I want to wear, which are comfortable. They're longer.
Right.
To my knees, maybe. That's too long. Gotta get with the times.
I don't know what the inseam is on these bad boys.
You gotta be with the times. You gotta change with the times. Can't wear baggy pants.
No, not anymore.
I'm not wearing skinny jeans. I never fell into that trend. I remember one time this is story after story, but I was trying on some pants before PacSun sucked. PacSun used to be a great place to shop. Had great clothes. You could find tons of different pants and tons of different styles and cuts.
Used to be like a reasonable like skatewear.
Yeah, skatewear
place.
Yeah, Hurley, Element.
Primarily my wardrobe.
Yeah. What is the other one I always used to buy? I don't remember.
DC or Etnies.
Yeah, Etnies were the shoes I'd wear. This is me in high school. I wore Etnies shoes.
Okay.
I bought all my shorts and pants from Walmart because who knows what fucking brand those are. No one cares. And then I'd buy Element, Hurley, and I feel like there's one more that I'm forgetting. Shirts. All my shirts were like the same 3 brands. Volcom, maybe.
Volcom's good, yeah.
And that was me in high school.
Nice.
And Cubs every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'd throw on a Cubs shirt maybe once a week. Because they're the Cubs. They're fucking awesome.
Shout out Cubs.
But yeah, that was now sweatpants is it. Kids in high school, they just wear sweatpants every day.
I don't get that.
It's what
Even when I was in high school, there's a famous stereotype trope of the Cookie Monster sweatpants girl.
Uh-huh.
Like
yeah,
that.
Right. Well, people still wear pajama pants.
People know exactly what I mean when I say
everyone knows. The Cookie Monster pajama pants girl. Yeah, uh-huh.
So
we know exactly who that is. Let's get started on beer, and we can keep talking about the early 2000s. I've saved both of these beers specifically for you because I feel like, other than Matt, we'll have a good conversation about these. Okay. And they're not going to be in the technical way that Phil would probably have something to contribute. They're more in the thoughts and what kind of where do you think this is
the way it carries itself.
Yeah.
Situation.
So this is from Listermann, which is a Cincinnati brewer. It is Losantiville Pre-Prohibition Lager. So this is like a throwback. Speaking of throwback, this is a callback to the throwback conversation.
Word. Full circle.
Yep, coming full circle. That's the end of the show. When you come full circle on a comedy show,
is a circle.
It's over. Time? Yeah. Is it?
Time's made up.
Time's made up. You ready? It's not primed. You good?
Negative prime.
You good?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Good crack.
That was a swell crack.
So I looked it up because I'd never heard of this pre-prohibition lager. And it's weird how they describe it on Beer Advocate because they describe it as like not having the preservatives of today. However, the preservatives, hops, is what created the IPA, and it was like in 1400.
I was going to say, that's existed for a while.
What are you talking about of today? So maybe there's some preservatives that I'm not, keying in on.
Like hip too, yeah.
But what this apparently should be is barley and malt almost exclusively. It's more about beer distinguished itself back then by being distinct in the applications of those two ingredients. Whereas now it's like, well, you have rice beer, you have corn beer, you have all these other fucking things. Yeah. Where this shouldn't have any hops in it, but I'm not sure. I have no idea. Did you look at the
trying not to spoil it, but
no, spoil it.
I'm bad at reading cans.
Bad at reading cans. I'm gonna write that down too. That might be a good title.
And when I say that, I mean like I read them and then I let it spoil the beer for me. Either way. But before we get into this one, I will say last time I was here, that Asahi beer.
Asahi, yeah.
I put some grenadine in one. Like 2-3 days ago.
Really nice.
It was crazy good.
Oh,
like
grenadine really.
I mean, I only put it like 0.25 higher than what I gave it, so that would have been a 3.75, I think, total. But it was like.
I mean, that's a great idea.
Totally different like characteristics. It was.
Boy, that would make so like the lime here. I don't think lime does anything for a Corona. I think Corona still sucks after you whether you put the lime in or not. It's still Corona.
Yeah.
But what if there was a lime version of a cherry, grenadine kind of sauce? What if there was that?
A lime version of grenadine? I mean,
grenadine's cherry, right?
Right. Primarily, I think it's cherry or pomegranate. I guess
it's a syrup.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, I feel stupid because I've always just assumed it was cherry. But what I'm thinking in my head is that red water in a maraschino cherry bottles. But what you're talking about is a syrup.
Is for like Shirley Temples.
Shirley Temples are the shit.
Yeah, I get down.
Love some Shirley Temples.
But no, that is a real thing. I cannot tell you what it's called, but there have been a handful of times where I would go to a bar. Mm-hmm. Get a Modelo, take a swig out of it, whatever the neck of the bottle is. Put a pour of grenadine, throw your lime in there, and just like give it a little.
Damn, that sounds so good.
It's mad refreshing.
That's the thing we need to revisit. We need to revisit this. We need to have
accoutrements.
We need to have like a beer tasting of your not your swills, but of the swills. And then have each of them have the lime and cherry. Like I think that's a killer idea right there. That's a good idea.
That would be an awesome.
Speaking of, I want to drop this in early because last time I put it at the end. We need food suggestions. Food pairing suggestions. Can you please send us your food pairing suggestions?
I sent you mine.
Yep, I know. I got them.
Boom. Yep. I mean, they're not even really mine.
They're good.
But I stole
we want to have... I'm not talking like just send me like a bunch of garbage suggestions that you want us to eat like fucking, tripe or whatever it's called. I want you to send real pairings.
It can be good.
I don't like it. I don't like escargot.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't like tripe. I've tried them. I'll try it.
Right.
I'll try it. My kids used to make quesadillas. I don't know if you know that.
I vaguely remember hearing about it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. But they made a tripe quesadilla.
Oh.
And it was bad. And they made an escargot quesadilla. And it was bad. They liked it. The thing about escargot, this is the same thing with lobster. The thing about escargot is you don't actually like the snail. You like all the shit that they put
You put
around
enough
it.
butter and shit on
Butter
anything,
and garlic.
I'll eat it. Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with lobster. Like, do you really like lobster? Or you like dipping that in like butter?
Right. Like
Get big vat of butter. Oh man, look,
artery
like,
clogging levels.
Just eat some lobster. You're not really eating lobster at that
Just
point.
drinking butter.
Yeah, you're just drinking. It's just a butter. It's a
vessel for your
vessel
bottle.
for carrying butter to your mouth.
Yeah. No, I would almost agree with that. Similarly,
Yeah.
to blue cheese is not. I'm pro blue cheese for chicken wings.
Good to know.
I will get that out
Good
there
to know.
first.
I'm pro blue cheese as well.
However,
I wonder if Matt uses sauce. Matt, do you use sauce on wings at all? That's a question.
Is he-
Because he's not a condiment guy.
like I know,
I know he doesn't like ketchup. He does like condiments. He
Okay.
did clarify that recently.
but
Not all of them.
the thing about blue
He's a
cheese
purist.
is blue cheese takes over whatever your
Yeah.
wing is.
I hear that.
And if you're no sauce, that's there's an argument to be made about that, but you're wrong.
If you're a no sauce on a
If
buffalo
you're no
wing?
sauce on wings,
Well, like when I say sauce for Matt, I'm asking like ranch or blue cheese or something.
okay.
Like buffalo sauce.
Buffalo sauce
Unless
is
you have
just
a dry
vessel
rub.
for blue cheese.
Yeah. I agree
However,
with that.
ranch and blue cheese is a flavor combination. That is a reasonable combination. But blue cheese just overpowers your buffalo sauce. Now it's
It
just
does.
spicy blue cheese sauce
Yeah, exactly. With chicken mixed in.
with chicken on it. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
But
I'm fine with that.
That's
how I feel about green peppers, except I don't like them. Green bell peppers.
They
I
take
feel like they
over.
take over whatever. If you put a little tiny, like if you diced up a green pepper, and you took one dice
all right.
result of that dicing, what is that? What is the singular version of that? One cube of
A piece of your
one little cube of green pepper, and you were to put it on a pizza that was uncooked, and then you cook that pizza, the whole thing will taste like green pepper to me. And I will never, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So, but people love it. I mean, it's very polarizing when I tell people
I
about
can
green
do peppers like that, like bell peppers, I guess, as like a vessel for a dip.
Okay.
But any other form of them.
Right, but you're eating
Hell
bell
no.
peppers as a bell pepper. Right. I see
Right.
what you're saying. Like as a chip or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm not on board with that either, but I like the path you're going down. A lot of Chicagoans will put like boiled bell peppers on their sausage, their Italian sausage, and that's
I mean,
okay.
I've heard of like peppers and onions, but like boiled though? Really?
They're like soft and mushy. Yeah.
I would feel like hopefully they're sautéed or something.
Yeah, maybe sautéed. I don't fucking know, dude.
Boy, yeah, I mean,
I'm not
'cause
a
you don't
cook.
eat
You're
them.
a
So
cook.
you don't eat them.
You're
so.
a cook. I'm not. I'm guessing sauté. Let's say that.
I'll tell you.
Whatever the normal way is to soften them up.
For the sake of
To put it on a sausage.
probably sautéed.
Okay, sautéed.
Boiled.
Just rewind it, cut that part out. Mentally, because I'm not going to do it physically.
Boiled bell peppers.
No. Some foods can be boiled.
That is the best way to cook a hot dog, according to the creator of the hot dog.
I was just watching a video about when was this? It was basically like pre-FDA.
Oh, that's got to be nuts.
And like the reason why the FDA really came about was because of hot dogs.
No shit.
Because they were
Just
so
putting
they were
whatever-
just mixtures
the
of,
raccoon
of all
ankles
the
in there,
shit that
yeah.
the other meats didn't include in their packaging. And there's like the FDA established an acceptable amount of rat shit. But prior to the FDA, there was no standard for the acceptable amount of
The
rat
same
shit.
is for ground coffee, pre-ground coffee. There is an acceptable level of cockroaches
Oh,
in
that will
your
be beans.
Yes, in your ground coffee.
In the ground coffee?
Yes.
Well, I don't get ground coffee anymore.
Whole bean.
Whole bean,
Shout
baby. Shout to Whole Bean.
Shout out to whole bean.
Not Whole Foods, by the way.
Just the one.
Yes, boiled hot dogs are. I think steamed hot dogs are actually the best way to cook a hot dog, and that is evident at every professional baseball game I've ever been to. It's always the best hot dog I've ever had.
It's got to be, yeah. There's something to be said.
Like every time I eat one at a baseball game, I'm like, wow.
That was the best
What are they
fucking
doing that I'm
fucking
not
life.
doing?
Yeah.
This is so good. And then ribs. You'd be surprised, but I boil my ribs. I won't give away the secret because my mom's going to be mad.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'll tell you the secret afterwards because you can know because you're a connoisseur of fine foods.
Okay.
And you
I
cook.
wouldn't go that far.
You cook. I'm sure whatever you make is great.
Yeah.
So it's fine food.
I try.
I'm sure the pizza you make is probably more elegant and fine than a steak I'm making.
There's
Because
no chance.
there is 100% because you've cooked. You're a cook.
I was a dirty line cook for like 8 years.
But the food you were making was like unbelievable.
It was like upscale bar food.
Yeah, upscale
Don't get
bar
me
food.
wrong,
It
it
was good shit,
It was
dude.
nice, but not fucking Michelin star.
It's not a bowling alley.
There's also that.
I feel like
I mean, it's a bad fucking restaurant.
I think
around
probably
there.
the lowest is daycare because you're probably just making mac and cheese and like quesadillas all day.
definitely.
But bowling alley is like burgers, hot dogs, quesadillas probably still,
Yeah.
and then a few other things. And by the way, Beaverview has good quesadillas if you like to go bowling.
I'm hip to
Beaverview
that. I've not
is
been there.
Beaver Creek,
I know where it is.
Ohio.
I've not been there.
But what you're making, and then there's bar food, but then there's high-end bar food.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You're making like Cuban sandwiches, right?
I've taken you
Something
to
like that.
a couple of the restaurants that I used to work at.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh yeah, I mean it's great. Anyway,
beer food pairing.
Beer food pair, and if it's bear, that's fine too.
Bear. I would try bear.
I want to try bear.
That's got to be.
We should try bear. Is there anywhere we
Got to
can
be a
get
very
bear?
tough meat. That's got to be like a stewed bear. You know. What I'm
I don't
saying?
want like a black bear that's been eating garbage in Tennessee for a bunch of time. I want like
I want a
I want
polar
a
bear.
pure like Canadian, northern Canadian.
Okay.
Never seen a human being bear. Like I don't want because scavengers are not good food.
Right.
They don't make good food. Don't eat a vulture.
Like a vulture or what's the like a crab? The crabs that. Coconut crabs. Those are fucking foul.
Are they? I wouldn't know.
Disgusting. I've never had
I don't
one.
know.
I've read it on the
You
internet
read it?
and I believed it. Plus they're freakishly
I
large.
also believe it. And rats, pigeons.
Pigeons.
People eat
no.
pigeon. France.
Apparently
it's like in Ratatouille they talked about.
There's
pigeons,
like
isn't it?
there's a thing. I watched a documentary about it. There is a traditional way to eat this like small pigeon or quail creature, winged creature, tiny dinosaur if you want to get real technical.
I do.
From how I understand it, they just take the head off and then they cook it, bones and all.
Bones and all,
The
like a
way-
chicken.
just the
like
way-
you would a chicken.
Way they do it, but they season it some special way. They cook it in some special shit, and you wear a napkin over your head. And you eat the whole thing. I'm serious.
This took a turn.
It's nuts. I'm serious.
That.
So like,
I wasn't expecting
the
that.
traditional way to eat it is you hide yourself from God.
What?
Because it
To
is
eat a
so
pigeon?
disgusting to eat this.
This is amazing.
The
I want
like
to know
how
more about this.
like wrong it is. I guess might be the right way to say it. Just like how like barbarian it might be. You're just eating a whole bird like in one bite, and it's just I don't know.
Oh, in one bite, you eat the whole thing.
You eat the whole. It's like you just fucking.
Damn.
You're just eating bones and bird and everything, and it's just
Hollow bones.
fucking aerodynamic, man. That's
right.
crazy. I don't know.
That sounds amazing. I think there
It
should be.
sounds
There's probably a documentary
ridiculous.
about this on YouTube that I'm gonna find and watch.
Like, yeah, French bird.
French shame eating. That's what
You
it
might
is.
find something crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to search that anywhere outside YouTube.
Yeah, put your safety search on for that one.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this beer. So this
Let's.
beer, supposedly, it should be barley and malts, but I don't know because I don't know. But it does say. Well, maybe we shouldn't ruin it. Well, I'll just read it. It says, unlike many of today's lagers, this longtime Listermann staple. Oh, I didn't know this was a staple of Listermann. Is brewed with flaked corn, so like corn flakes.
Okay.
How do you flake corn? Do you know? And when they do
I have, like, a
that,
foggiest
is it
idea.
just added to the? Is
It
like a
can't just
filter?
be like a corn turned into a flake. Like, there's got to be other
There's got
stuff.
to be a process.
You know
But
what I
then
mean?
once you flake it, what do? You just throw it in the vat?
I guess.
Throw it in the barrel or whatever?
I'm going to call Listermann right
All
now.
right, let's figure it out. There are the numbers on the can. 555-5555 is
Boom.
their number. Listermann, that's a Cincinnati number, by the
That's
way.
the Cincinnati area code.
I don't know the Cincinnati area code, so you can have to just
513.
add that too. 513-555-5555. It's easy to remember. Adding a sweet maltiness to this already robust classic. Okay. Moderate floral hop aromas, a rich creamy mouthfeel, and a crisp, dry finish make pre-pro perfect for any occasion. I'll be the judge of what the mouthfeel is. All right?
Yeah.
Don't tell me what that is.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Yes, don't do that. We could talk about Prohibition if you want. We could talk about this beer.
Yeah.
We should do all the.
We
We
could
have
do-
to talk about the beer. That's a requirement.
See all the above.
That will be a requirement. We're going to talk about this beer.
Prohibition, unfortunate thing. I didn't live through it.
No,
So,
me neither.
shout out the people that changed that.
Yeah, I think that Prohibition would be it's a great case study in what happens when you have an illegal substance that people want, and
Yeah.
its correlation with crime. I think you can make
Yeah.
similar
Big time.
assessments about drugs, and it's
Certainly.
it's a libertarian view that I tend to share with libertarians, that legalizing drugs might actually be the way to win the war on
That
drugs.
solves, I mean,
I know it's crazy because the initial legalization of hard drugs will cause, I think, many deaths.
People will
Unneeded,
go
unnecessary
wild
deaths.
on it. Yeah.
Overdose is a horrible, horrible thing. But man, this fentanyl shit, it's out of fucking control.
it's killing a lot of people.
And if we let capitalism, which I know is a bad word today, but if we let capitalism take control of the drug market, that I think
Have the
we'll be
FDA,
purchasing
yeah.
safer. Not we. I don't do drugs, but people will be purchasing safer
Right.
drugs, quote unquote, because
Well, yeah.
they're legal. They won't. Not
I
illicit.
mean, it'd still be drugs, I guess. They just wouldn't be like illegal. I don't fucking know.
they're still drugs.
What would you
because
just
they're
start
drugs.
calling them by their...
But do you really need heroin
name,
out there? I don't know. Like, it doesn't. So,
You're
like,
always
I'm
chasing that
conflicted.
first
You don't
high,
want
man.
to. I don't want to make them all legal because I feel like you don't need these things. They don't benefit you. Like, I feel like marijuana probably benefits a lot of people. I think there's
It has the
medicinal
potential
uses,
to,
right?
Certainly.
And I think they believed a long time ago that things like heroin and cocaine had medicinal benefits. I don't know that they still think that.
Just wait. Yeah.
That's like 1900s
that
type
was
of
like
thing. If you've ever seen that show
80, 100 years
with
ago.
Clive Owen,
Can't say
it is so good. God, I gotta try to remember the name of that.
Back when doctors
But
were crazy
It
and
was
were like-
literally. The show is about cutting edge surgery in 1900. Literally the year, not
Oh,
the
shit.
1900s, the year
The
1900.
year of 1900.
And
Okay.
Clive Owen plays like a genius surgeon of the time.
Holy
And
shit.
like they treat everything with like heroin and cocaine.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're sick. Here's
Yeah.
some leeches.
Yeah,
Go-
yeah,
Go
leeches.
masturbate about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They're like, okay, you just you masturbate. You just need to ejaculate and take heroin, and
witchcraft.
you'll be fine. Like everything will be cured. Like, oh yeah, you were right for a day.
Hell yeah.
I was feeling great yesterday, and today, oh man. But yeah, like-
Arguably worse.
Fentanyl, apparently, I was reading about that. One time, you're addicted.
Yeah.
One time.
It's over. It
fucking
is a
crazy,
life-destroying drug.
dude. Yeah, I mean, just even the slightest accidental too much, you're dead.
Yeah.
Literally.
And too much is like
Tiny.
a fraction of a fraction of...
It's crazy. I
That's
can't believe it.
unfortunate.
What are we doing?
It's terribly unfortunate.
What are we doing?
Not drugs.
Can you talk for 1 minute while I
I can-
text my son?
I can make it happen.
Cool.
So here's the biggest thing that I have noticed about this beer, and I'll have you elaborate on your thoughts here in a second. The nose on this beer, and maybe it could just be because it's from the can, the smell is like definitely not lager to me.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like some sort of fruit.
Oh, interesting.
It's got a really weird
you know what?
fruit
You're kind of right.
nose to it.
It does.
And
It has a fruit nose.
I can't.
That's so weird.
I can't put a distinct fruit to it, but it's got to be, just a stone fruit or something like that. Apricot, not peach. Peach is definitely more distinct.
I can see what you're talking about.
Not even.
It's almost like white wine, like a grape.
It could be, yeah.
It's subtle though.
It's got a subtle grapiness.
Yeah.
If that's a word.
Yeah, well, be careful. That G, you gotta really pronounce that G.
Grape.
You don't want to have a beer that has rapiness.
The rest of that, yeah. Excellent timing, sorry. But it's mouthfeel, I mean, it's not anything particularly worth writing home about.
Mm-hmm.
Aroma, floral hop aroma, I guess that's...
Okay, floral, I can see.
The thing about hops, I guess,
maybe.
I mean, they primarily have that more citrusy, grapefruity flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really get a citrusy smell. I get, like you said, grapes or something like that, more
like
subdued. But this
Floral
doesn't
could
taste
be
like a lager at all.
Yeah, no.
And I can't describe what it...
It tastes like, I don't know, I always assumed pre-Prohibition beer was going to be intimidating.
Like a daunting thing. Yeah.
Like when we drink Busch Light, we're like, I'm comfortable with this because next to water, it's the most
The safest
muted
alternative,
thing I
yeah.
could drink.
Yeah.
I thought, man, imagine going back to the real old days, like 13, 14, 1500s,
Right.
and drinking the shit they were putting on those ships with those hops
Bread water, yeah.
that created the IPA. I mean, I feel like I'd drink one glass of that and just be fucked.
You just fall over, yeah.
I'd probably have diarrhea,
Like 40%
and
alcohol.
be hammered. I'd be throwing up, shitting, and not remember any of it.
And farting.
I'd be blacked out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That's a good night.
That'd be worth it.
That's a good night for me. If I could just shit, puke, and not remember any
Just
of it.
forget all about it.
Just wake up feeling empty and good.
It's like, all right, just clear you out.
Like
You're good.
lose some weight maybe.
Yeah. At least 10 pounds.
Though if you get seasick, I want everyone to know this because I was in the Navy. If you get seasick, legit seasick, not hungover,
Okay.
you will not be unseasick until you reach port.
Really?
That's apparently what I've heard from people who got seasick.
Oh, man. See, I never got that far, so I don't know.
My ship was too large to lift
Feel
and
the
roll
effects of that.
too much. We did. You could feel the waves, but enough to where it was calming. It was almost like being rocked to sleep
Therapeutic
at
a little
night.
bit. Okay.
But if you, there was a few times where I took too much pre-workout, and I puked.
Oh shit.
And I think the ship played a role in that.
That certainly, I would think would.
But
It's like, oh, my skin feels like ants, and then
like
I'm also
good.
like,
I was good with the pre-workout. I had taken it for a long time, but I had not taken it so much underway, and I did a little too much one day. Two days actually. I did this twice. Luckily, the gym was right next to the catwalk, which is outside
So you
along
could-
the side
yeah.
of the ship. So I would just go out of the gym to the catwalk, vomit over the side of the ship. Good to go.
then you're good to go.
Give the dolphins something to eat.
Seawater sprays that all
Yeah.
off. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Some other
Weird.
poor asshole has to repaint that ship later. So.
No.
Or
No
never.
way.
Okay.
I'm sure. I mean, you're underway for 6 to 7 months at a time.
Oh yeah.
That puke's long gone.
It's definitely gone by then.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, there's not really a lot of rain. We don't really sail into rain. But maybe the puke did get on the side of the ship. I don't know.
Who knows?
It was dark.
That's what
It
barnacles
was
are
dark
for.
when I puked over the side of the ship.
I don't know.
We were going 20 knots. It was probably
It was
just.
quick. Yeah.
It was just the wind took it. Let's just say the wind took it. We're good.
Yeah.
The Navy's
Clear your
got plenty
conscience,
of
yeah.
money to paint the ship. They don't have to paint it if I puke on it.
Exactly.
It's not the Titanic, you know? I'm not puking icebergs.
Puking iceberg. Oh no.
That'd be a cool band name, actually. Or that'd be a cool song name.
Icebergs.
Puking Icebergs. Puking Icebergs. All right.
We got some banger titles today.
Yeah.
I will say.
Puking Icebergs. That's actually a really cool phrase. I'm going to make a t-shirt of that.
Yeah. Puking icebergs. It's like, it's what your ice maker does.
Basically.
If you go to get real deep.
Puking
Real
Icebergs.
intellectual.
Damn, dude.
You're talking real smart about dumb things.
Damn. It's deep. All right. Let's get back to the beer.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
I'll give this a rating.
Yeah, please do.
I don't think it really. Maybe. I feel like Svil being here always helps me understand how things should be.
Mm-hmm.
At least maybe in his eyes or mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Am I allowed to say that?
From his mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe
so, like in the grand scheme of things, I will say he's probably pretty good at elaborating on how this would be.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, but Svil's old enough. He should know what pre-prohibition lager tastes like.
Probably. Zing. I've disagreed with him before, which surprises even me about beer because he does know a lot about beer.
Yeah, he's a
there's
knowledgeable
been
guy.
sometimes that
Don't get me
we've
wrong.
disagreed.
But taste buds exist, and everybody's got different ones.
That's true. People do have different taste buds.
But this, I mean, it's good. It almost gives me cream ale vibes, but not as like, I don't know. Nothing is as pronounced as a cream ale would normally be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I'm gonna give this a 3.25.
3.25. That's a good score.
It is good. I will admit.
That's a good score, I think. Let's see here.
I would drink it again.
All right. Let's try to get some focus here.
Focus.
There we go.
You can't see
There's
me.
the can art.
You can't see me.
So what we have on the can art
Copyright
is
strike.
some gentlemen pouring swill probably into the sewers. It's unfortunate that Prohibition led to that. Wow, what a waste.
Right, they got their boater hats on. And
I just don't get like some of the things that happen in this country. I just don't understand. Prohibition's one of them.
Yeah,
I know that there's a way to understand it. I know if I learn the history,
sought out the history. Yeah, of course.
I'd understand it. But like, wow, what a dark time in our country too. Just leading into the Depression, and boy, it's terrible.
World War II, all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the can art bonus segment. And it's brought to you by Steph, because I think he was the last one to give us beer.
Funnily enough, I'm the walrus beer.
Yeah.
I had that a long time ago. I can't.
I know. I saw on
say if
Untapped that you had it.
I can't say if. I mean, I don't want to claim that I gave it to you, but like.
Maybe you did. I don't remember where I got it.
It's possible.
I either
It's
got
2
it at
years
Halls
old.
or someone gave it to me.
But I remember getting that they had like a smattering of that brewery's beers at Barrel House.
Okay.
And I remember picking up at least one of each.
Okay.
So I
could have been you.
I can't claim it. But
Yep. I don't know.
It looked real familiar, and I know I've had it.
I just don't know. But what I do know is that what this beer tastes like. The smell, I agree. There's a fruity smell to this, and I said grapes because I think that's where. I think that's right. There's no grapes in here, though. I don't think. From a mouthfeel perspective, and from a taste and all that stuff, what this tastes like is basically your dad's swill. And I'm not talking Miller Lite, Bud Light, things like that. I'm talking like Schlitz.
Okay. Like old world stuff.
Super light, old shit.
Okay.
So not PBR has more of a distinct taste to it.
No,
Budweiser, like Miller High Life, not High Life. Miller, MGD. Do they still make MGD?
Gold. I don't know if they do, actually.
Man, I remember, MGD was like what everyone drank back when I was in high school.
No shit.
Not me. I didn't drink when I was in high
It
school.
was Milwaukee's Best. It was
Milwaukee's
the first
Best.
beer
Yeah.
I ever had.
Oh, yeah. That's... First one I had was Red Dog, I think.
No shit. Okay.
Do they make that anymore? I don't know.
I doubt it.
But
Old World.
this tastes like just, old kind of like 60s, 70s kind of pull tab style beers. Just light and generic in a way. It doesn't taste bad. It's definitely a beer you could drink many of.
For sure.
I don't even think I said, I think it's 5.5, 5.0%.
5.0. Wow.
Pre-Prohibition lager.
This is filling. This is a filling beer.
It is a filling beer. I also can see where they get this like sweetness from the malts concept. I think that's true. But not enough to where it's a prominent feature of the beer. This beer is not memorable, and I don't think it's supposed to be. I could see why it also could be a staple for this brewery. You could drink several of them. It's super smooth.
This is a daily drinker.
It's an introductory beer for a non-craft beer drinker.
Yeah.
Certainly better and smoother and more generic and flavorless than, say, a Yingling, which is a lager.
Right.
Or several other kind of standard in-your-face lagers that you would find in Ohio. So I think this beer's just fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that gets a 3. 3.0.
Okay, yeah.
It is unobtrusive. It is not insulting. It is not imposing.
Yeah.
It is also not memorable. What is memorable is the pre-prohibition part.
Right.
Someone might say, "Have you ever had a pre-prohibition beer?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did. I did have one.
Okay,
It was Listermann."
So my final summation here: Losantiville pre-prohibition lager. Like, is that a real town?
Oh, good question.
Follow up.
I wish I would have.
Is that one of those?
Let me look it up.
Is it one of those towns where it's like Louisville? Do you not pronounce it that way? Is it like Losantiville?
Indiana.
You know, like
Losantiville.
Losantiville.
Let me see if there's like a pronunciation thing here.
But that's just the only little thing. The last, I'll end on that for this beer.
It's a town in Union Township, Randolph County, U.S. state of Indiana. Population was 237 as of the 2010 census.
That's 237, period. Not like a comma with some zeros.
No, that's it. 237.
Whoa!
It was first known as Hunt's Cross Roads, and under the latter name was plated in 1851. The present name is derived from Losantiville, an early name for Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so now I'm going to click on that Wikipedia link.
So now that...
So it's
that
not the town in
full
Indiana.
circle
So the town in Indiana can go fuck itself. Just kidding, 237 people.
That's where all your views are from.
Losantiville on December 28th, 1788, 11 families with 24 men landed... Why do they specifically say 24 men and not how many women?
11 families.
11 families with 24 men. So sons, I'm guessing?
How
or
does
maybe
that add
just
up?
like
That's
several
gotta-
gay couples. I don't think 1788 was too Bud Light about things, you know what I'm saying?
Right, They might have had some rainbows.
Oh, I'm sure. But they weren't, they wouldn't be in the history books. They weren't so open about it.
Gay people
1788, 11
existed back
families,
then.
24 men landed across. They need to tell me how many women there were. 'Cause I need
Please.
to know this, how many there were.
11
Landed
families.
across from Licking River at what would be Sycamore Street at present day Yeatman's Cove. Yeatman's Cove sounds awesome.
Bro, what is up with these names?
I think Cincinnati might be the origin of popular culture, actually, with all these names. Losantiville, the central settlement, was named by the original surveyor, John Filson, who scouted the area on September 22nd, 1788. This is basically the Wikipedia podcast now.
Nice.
Oh, he scouted the area with Matthias Denman and Colonel Robert Patterson. I wonder if he's related to John Patterson.
Oh.
Famous cash register connoisseur and maker.
And creator,
Inventor.
yes.
Inventor, yeah. Creator, yeah. Also pretty much founded Dayton. Didn't found it. He built it.
He lived there.
The name, which
Existed
means
there.
the city opposite the mouth of the river. That's what Losantiville means. Composed of 4 terms, each of different language. Filson disappeared in October of 1788. Perhaps killed by natives. That's what it says.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, we don't know.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
Maybe just ran away. We grew up
300
by
some years
Patterson.
ago. 250 years ago.
They founded Lexington, Kentucky. Man, there's like too much to read here, but basically Losantiville, Cincinnati.
Boom.
So that is what that means.
Fascinating.
Now we know it's not Indiana.
Yeah,
I bet you Listermann guys are listening. If you're listening, hey, thanks for listening.
Shout out.
Shout to you.
We will sell out.
Yeah. You were probably like, oh, they're not right at all here. And then all of a sudden it was like, you're right. Oh, man, they really brought it full circle.
I'm not going to lie, you really had us in the first half.
This next beer is by Phase 3 Brewing Company. I did buy this beer in Chicago. I actually thought it was a orange stout. And I fucked up because it is not. It is a double orange Chantilly Milkshake double IPA.
Interesting.
Brewed with lactose, orange, vanilla, Citra, and Simcoe hops. 9%, so if you don't drink the whole thing, I won't be offended. I know.
I will.
Yeah, you gotta leave.
Mama didn't raise a quitter.
But I was like, Stev's a dark beer guy. I'm gonna save this dark beer. And it's dark. The can art's dark. And I was like, yeah, this will be good. It's orange stout. We'll have a lot to talk about. I apologize. It's an IPA. So we're gonna drink this today.
Do not apologize.
So let's crack this baby open.
It's
This is from, if you're wondering, it's from Phase 3 Brewing, which I did say. Ready for this? You primed up?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh, a little less of a good crack there.
That was bad crack.
Oh.
Oh my god, that smells really good.
Okay. This beer is a very big surprise for me.
What?
I was expecting to be disappointed, but I'm not disappointed. I'm glad that you're saying things like, what in the world? So they are out of Lake Zurich, Illinois.
Where is that?
Lake Zurich is in it's a very far north suburb of Chicago. I believe it's very close to Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. Either Lake Zurich or Zurich, I can't remember. I think it's Lake Zurich. It's way up there. And I think it's rich. I think it's a very rich town.
Okay.
A lot of long driveways.
Oh.
A lot of setback houses.
I get it.
Not sure about, other than 294, not sure about a lot of interstate highways, but a lot of state routes, mostly. County roads, things like that.
Gotcha.
The bus stops on a street that has a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true, because Illinois speed limits are notoriously, if you didn't know, notoriously low.
Low? Oh, curious.
Their interstate speeds are 55.
Very curious.
And everyone drives 80, so...
The handful of times I've been to Illinois just to visit my wife's family, we just straight shot across 70. We don't...
Sure, yeah, well, 70 to 65?
So probably 65.
Or do you go southern Illinois?
I'm not going to dox anybody by saying this. Peoria, Illinois.
You are not doxing anybody because Peoria has many, many residents.
Right. So...
I know exactly where you're talking about, too. By the way, I'd like to the house. I know exactly which house you're talking about when you say Peoria.
Yeah.
So
precisely.
Doxed.
Boom. Yeah.
I think
that.
They're doxed.
I'm a bad...
No, Peoria is where
in-law.
all of the...
Married in relative.
All of the high school state championships are played in Peoria.
Oh, no shit. I know the Caterpillar factory was there at one point.
Yeah. I don't think they're there anymore.
I don't
taxes drove them out.
Yep.
Anyway.
That was...
But that's not Lake Zurich. Lake Zurich is up north.
Okay.
That's all I know about Lake Zurich. I think it's north of Great America.
More than me.
If you're familiar with the Six Flags Great America. It's a great America. Or it's a great Six Flags, I mean.
I can't say I've ever been to a Six Flags.
Not any Six Flags?
None.
Six Flags is hands down the best roller coaster
Whoa.
park.
Okay.
I haven't been to all of them,
Understand.
but
Okay.
Six Flags Great America has phenomenal roller coasters.
Wow.
Like, you go into Florida for thrill rides would be a mistake. Going to California, maybe. Ohio has some decent roller coasters.
There's some
we have
ones.
we have Kings Island and Cedar Point.
Cedar Point, that's the one. I almost said Caesar's Creek.
We also have Caesar's Creek. Not a roller coaster,
That's
but
a selling point to
if
somebody.
what you could do is you could insult your wife before you go to Caesar's Creek, and then you'll be on a personal roller coaster.
Exactly. An emotional
A
roller
thrill
coaster.
ride, yes.
Exactly.
Don't do that though.
Please don't. Yeah, we respect the fuck out of women on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when I say wife, I mean spouse mostly.
But yeah.
Just
Significant
insult your
other.
spouse or significant other, and
Yeah.
then go on a journey
Exactly.
of self-discovery.
Learn about yourself. Find out some
Learn
things.
about who you really are.
Go kick some rocks.
So this
Caesar's
beer
Creek.
has a lot going on.
It does.
Because it is 9%. But it also is vanilla, lactose, and orange.
Right.
IPA. Double IPA.
Double orange Chantilly. Chantilly, right?
Chantilly.
What is Chantilly?
Chantilly, as I understand it, is... Chantilly is... Well, Chantilly could be a town in Virginia. Because it is. Or
Okay.
it could be... Chantilly is like... God, what is that style of... what is the style of like Marie Antoinette? What was the style back then? It was that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Carry us for a second.
I cannot say I've ever heard the phrase or even knew that it was a city, truth be told.
Fashion,
That's what I was under the impression it was a ingredient. So maybe that's
I don't even know how to spell Antoinette.
Antoinette. Phonetically.
We're talking,
But yeah, this is like we had the Cali Creamin'.
Yeah, Cali Creamin'. Amazing beer. My favorite.
Orange
Probably my
creamsicle
favorite.
one.
Yep.
This is like, yes, that beer was excellent. Don't get me wrong, but this
Like, what is this style?
Ooh, Victorian?
Victorian? Yeah, Victorian. I think Chantilly is like kind of a
Offshoot of that.
synonym for Victorian.
Victorian era dress wears. A lot of powdered wigs.
Yeah, powdered wigs.
Okay.
They used.
Got a dress.
What did they use? They didn't bathe a lot, so they used things like powdered wigs and they used
Okay.
what's the circle game that kids play? Posies.
Ring around the rosies.
Yeah, that's for covering up the smell of the Black Plague, right?
Ring around the rosies was about the Black Plague. Yeah, people dying.
I don't know.
We all fall down as everyone's
Everyone's
dying.
dying.
From the Black
That's
Plague.
kind of a fucked up thing. But anyway, like they used to use, like back then there was practicality to a lot of things. Like technically we're so advanced and clean now that we shouldn't have clothes. Because clothes, wigs, things like that, deodorant, it was to cover up how
disgusting we smell.
infrequently
Yeah.
people bathe.
Yeah.
But we have deodorant
We
now.
live in a cultured
We're good.
society. Yeah,
We're good. We got trimmers.
We can be nudists now.
We could shave things. We can
This
apply
video is
deodorant to
sponsored
things.
by Manscaped. Check out the Lawnmower
Manscaped
4.0.
So, yeah. I mean, if we could get a good sponsorship from Manscaped, we could describe it as so Manscaped that we don't need clothes anymore.
No, we're just
Clothes used to just cover bushes. That's all clothes were ever invented
Yeah.
for. That's why Adam and Eve wore leaves.
leaves.
They weren't ashamed of their private parts. They were ashamed of their bushes.
just stank it.
Unshaven
Dangler.
privates. Unshaven Dangler. That's another good name. I'm gonna keep writing these down.
that's
I'm gonna probably just have to use some of
I
these.
never knew you were left-handed. That's
Unshaven
an insane
Dangler.
statistic.
Yeah, I'm
My dad's
left-handed.
left-handed.
Fun fact: left-handed people are the best. As a fact.
I concur.
I don't know
By
if I've
knowing
ever
two
told the
left-handed
story on the
folks.
podcast, but well, two of my favorite baseball players of all time are left-handed: Ken Griffey Jr. and Babe Ruth, left-handed. I don't know if Babe Ruth pitched left-handed, but he hit left-handed. I know that for sure.
He was a switch hitter.
He was the original Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is more of the Babe Ruth offshoot.
Okay.
Than he was the original Shohei. He pitched and hit, eventually moving to the outfield.
Curious.
Anyway,
okay.
left-handed. I grew up Catholic. I was in what they called CCD, which is like a Sunday school, but it's held on the weekdays.
Okay.
And it's like at night on Wednesday or something.
Yeah. Bible study.
And I remember being, basically Bible study for Catholic kids who need to be like have communion and confirmation and things like that.
Right.
And I remember there was a class. I was the only left-handed kid in the class, and the CCD teacher, which I later learned was just like a volunteer parent.
Just somebody.
Because I eventually volunteered to teach CCD.
Oh, shit.
And I was like 18. Like I just had no business teaching CCD, but I did.
Holy cow.
Anyway, they were like, "Yeah, Jesus was left-handed." That's what they told me.
The one, yeah.
When he was hammering in shit, because he was a carpenter. People forget. Yeah, he did a lot of miracles, but he also was a carpenter. He had a full-time job.
Like he was a working man.
Like after work, he went out with the 12 disciples.
Turn water into wine.
But
baby.
during the day, 9 to 5, he's building shit.
Yeah.
And he was hitting the hammer he was swinging the hammer with the left hand.
Wow.
That's probably not true. Let's be honest here.
That's a crazy statistic.
It's not based on anything. It was based on me being like, I'm the only lefty here.
Someone told you that, and it's.
If someone tells you something, it's true.
My opinion as fact. Yeah.
If someone tells you something, it's true.
Exactly. This entire podcast is
all
full
things
of truths.
that you're told are true.
Yeah.
Believe
Why
everything.
would you lie?
Chantilly is whipped and flavored,
Interesting.
especially with vanilla. Prepared or served with whipped cream. Strawberry Chantilly would be a strawberries with whipped cream.
Okay.
So where did you see Chantilly?
It's the title.
Orange Chantilly. So it's orange whipped cream.
Okay,
So there we go.
Is this
It's not Victorian era style and fashion.
It's one of those words that has multiple meanings.
We need to make a immediate error correction.
Yeah.
Chantilly does not mean Victorian fashion.
No. It's still a fact.
Though,
because we
Marie
said it. We
Antoinette
spoke it
did
into
say-
existence.
Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cake," and cake sometimes has whipped cream on it.
Exactly.
I don't know who's putting whipped cream on cake.
Sinners.
Sinners. Yep. Let them eat cake.
Which is a good song.
It was actually not a positive phrase, by the way.
Really?
Did you know? Do you know?
I'm
the
not
origins?
familiar, actually.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into it. We can go into it later, but
Well,
I think the people
lots of
listening
education.
probably don't want me to talk about it. She was basically. It doesn't matter. Let's
kill
just move on.
Did they die?
They were like peasants to her. You know, they were like, I don't know, something about
The
like
lowest of the low.
we have flour. We can make cake. I don't know. She was like, let them eat cake. Fuck them.
Fuck 'em, man.
Fuck them. We don't have any food. Fuck them. Let them eat cake.
Yeah. What do we get? Damn.
There's no dinner.
That's
Just go to bed without your dinner.
That's big dick energy.
Have fucking cake. Oh,
Nobody says that anymore.
She was beheaded.
Oh, sick.
So if you
Bring back
if there's one
beheadings.
lesson here, it's like if you want to be a bitch about it, you're gonna get your head cut off.
Crazy statistic, right? And I've said statistics a lot. I'm just realizing.
Well, it's a good field to study. If you're looking to get into a good field to study that has a huge future, statistics is it.
Okay.
All of machine learning and AI is built on statistics.
Good to know. Good to know.
Get that degree.
There
It's not just baseball hits and runs.
There was a brief time in history, right, where Abraham Lincoln was the president of this country.
Yeah.
Samurais were still around in Japan, and the guillotine was the primary form of execution.
Damn. And Napoleon was around, right?
Yeah, that short king.
When was he, Napoleon? 18 something.
Yeah, 18 something or no.
Well, Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise was also
Cheese
the main
for
spokesperson
freeze.
for jeans and cheese.
No way.
Yeah. No one better could sell cheese and jeans than
Cheese
Jeez
and
Louise.
Cheems and creams.
Jeez Louise was the primary spokesperson for jeans and cheese. Say that 10 times fast. Don't say it.
I can't even try.
It's okay.
I'm gonna.
It's more great titles for this episode.
Cheems and
Jeez Louise.
This beer is crazy.
I was watching Bob's Burgers one day and said Jeez Louise while watching Bob's Burgers, then had the idea to create a restaurant called Cheese Louise, that makes grilled cheese and cheeseburgers.
Okay.
I don't have the motivation to do that.
Restaurants
so if you want to take that idea,
please,
fine, just credit me. You don't have to give me any money, but if I show up there, give me a free burger.
Free meal. Yeah.
Free meal. Just one. I'll pay for my kids. Well, you could give me all of it for free, though. It's my idea.
The two that make the most sense to me, right? Cheese's Crust, pizza restaurant.
Cheese's Crust is a great pizza restaurant.
Cheese and Rice.
Cheese and Rice. Mm-hmm.
Asian restaurant.
Asian
Cheese and
restaurant.
Rice. Yeah, cheese doesn't necessarily.
Cheese and Rice would be a
maybe
good
Mexican
American
restaurant.
It'd be like a fusion.
Okay,
restaurant,
yeah.
Because you got cheese is like, let's be honest. Yes, the French are like, oh, cheese. But we did it. We were like, let's mix it with everything.
Yeah, I'll put cheese
Let's put it on chips.
everything.
Let's put it on rice. Let's put it on noodles. Fucking mac and cheese. That ain't French.
Dude, mac and cheese is the shit. Mac and cheese on a pizza. Shout out Giannino's.
Giannino's. They do that.
Yeah.
All right.
We talked about a lot of food.
Let's talk about some Chantilly.
Let's talk about Chantilly.
Orange beer.
Chili Chantilly. This beer is so good. It's everything that a creamsicle wants to be, and then some.
Yeah, it is. And if you want, I can go first. I know you went first last, but if you don't mind,
you go ahead. Go ahead.
If you want to go first, because as the guest,
I can try to think of some smart words to talk about this.
Well, here's the viscosity. It's thick. It's basically.
What are the legs like?
Untransparent. What are the legs like?
I don't know. Do a little.
What are the legs? I forgot.
That's what Phil is.
That was the drips on the side of the glass.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I don't know.
No legs.
No legs. Almost. No, there's legs here.
Hashtag no legs.
The legs there?
A little bit, maybe. Yeah, shit.
This beer is, as you said, everything a creamsicle wants to be. They nail the orange. They nail the Chantilly, which we just learned was a whipped cream.
I've been educated.
Boy, this beer is good. Now, the only unappealing part of this beer is that the 9% presents itself as if it were an 11 or 12%. It's
it
there.
Does.
It shows up. It volunteers first for whatever activity you're asking for volunteers for. It's like, I'll do it.
Volunteer.
I'm 9%. I'll fucking do it. It's there.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that the alcohol is there in an unappealing way. It's there because it exists.
It suits the drink, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
And a double IPA is, and that's what it should be. It should be, as Phil has taught me over time, your double IPA is going to be double malts. So more boozy.
Okay. And
your double hopped IPA is just hopping it twice. Doesn't add any alcohol to the mix.
It's just more hoppiness.
So a double IPA is it's going to be 9%. You're going to taste it. And I imagine because there's I don't know how whipped cream becomes sweet. But the orange certainly has sugar in it.
Typically
natural sugars.
Additives. I mean, milk.
But if you whip cream,
is
it sweet?
Milk has lactose inherently is sweet.
Okay, so there's sweetness in the whipped cream. So there's sweetness in the whipped cream. There's sweetness in the orange, natural sweetness, and then the malts present sweetness, and the yeast has to do something to make it boozy.
It eats the sugar.
It eats the sugar.
Right.
So I imagine that there's just so much sugar in this beer that the alcohol just sticks out.
Is there. Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all.
It makes sense.
There's just a lot of sources for booziness.
Booze.
Because it's not just a double IPA. It's a double IPA with oranges and whipped cream. And I don't know what order these things happen in. Does the whipped cream and the orange come in after the fermentation? I don't know. We're not a beer science podcast, although I think we're edging towards it.
You're getting there.
With Phil, we get there pretty quick.
Good, absolutely. You need to get a whiteboard, particularly one on like a stand with like that you could like flip over. You know, I just feel like that would be beneficial.
Phil time.
Spill time.
Exactly. Like equations and stuff that Matt Damon can come and solve.
Exactly. So I feel like that would be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
I just have Spill, just like, you know, when you guys are Joe Rogan level,
we'll be there.
He's like, all right, Phil, make it make sense, and then he's over there in the corner with the fucking mathematical equations for why
he's
this
our
beer is...
Jamie.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be great. We need a Jamie.
That'd be so cool.
I believe Matt has reserved that spot for you, by the way.
I'll do it.
It's not a glorious spot. I don't know if you'd want it. You contribute a lot.
I can be him.
Jamie's set.
I am him.
You know,
Dude's living comfortably.
Joe Rogan may have made a $125 million deal or whatever he made, but Jamie's doing okay.
Yeah,
he's not making pennies.
He's gonna retire early.
Yeah. So this beer, the one thing I'll say about this beer is that while it's a double IPA, the hops are lost in this beer. They're not there. Yeah. You could, because of the ingredients, I think you have to call it a double IPA, but you could call this beer a number of other types of things. It's just because the brewing process is as it is a double IPA. That's just, right? That's just...
It's just how it has to be.
It has to be that.
Be called that. Yeah, there's just...
But you could call this beer a... you could almost call it a cream ale. It could be. Orange cream ale. It's very good.
Be I think you could cream ale barley wine that we had last time I was here.
Yeah, I like the idea of the word Chantilly. Now that I know what it means,
it does.
That
it rolls off the tongue.
It does, and it makes this beer more elegant. The can art, which I will show as well, does make this beer a little bit more.
It suits Chantilly. Like if I had to describe Chantilly as a form of art, this could be it.
Yeah, I would think this is like Victorian.
Very
the style of art. It's almost paisley, actually. What's
the word? Like you go to your grandma's house. I'm gonna set the scene. You go to your
grandma's house.
She's got
like Little Red Riding Hood.
Grandma's couch. She's got
grandma's couch
covers.
Definitely got a floral pattern with plastic.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then there's those like knitted
Yeah.
Covers on the armrest.
On the arm, what was with that? What were people's arms dirty as shit back in the day? And they were like, we need arm covers.
Some work.
Because like every couch I've ever bought did not have.
Never had those.
But all of my grandma's couches had arm covers.
And there's a word for those.
What's up with that?
And I can't think of what they're called. But this pattern reminds me of that. Mm-hmm. And Chantilly just seems to. It would go with that.
Yes, you know what? The couch arm cover does seem like a Chantilly design.
Yeah. And I have to...
We could say anything we want about the word
anything
Chantilly,
can be Chantilly. He's
going to look up what the armchair is, or the arm cover. You know what's crazy is I'm in this group of dads that are local, and they just... Sometimes it's silence for days, and sometimes they just... chat one word at a time for an hour. It's like, guys, come on. I'm wearing the Apple Watch, so like it's not a name drop. It's like it's annoying. I almost have considered not wearing it, but it tracks my calorie burn so good that I gotta wear it. Anyway, this beer's good. They do accomplish things in this beer that I think are not achieved in certain promises by anything labeled creamsicle. We've had many creamsicles that were a disappointment. I will counter my own argument with the fact that the best beer, my favorite beer, is Cali Cream, and the regular cream ale is a vanilla. They also have an orange creamsicle version of that, which I've shared with Steph, and I love it. It's amazing. I hoard it, and it's to the point now where I kind of have to drink it because it's been too long. And I don't want it to turn. But what they accomplish here is that they give you lactose without it being offensively sweet. They accomplish orange without it being fake, like Matt hates. It's got a rindy orange taste to it. So
A little bitter.
there's kind of like that
action.
spritz bitterness to it, where obviously it's rind. There's no other way to describe it. And the Chantilly thing that I just realized, is it a whipped cream? I don't know that we can go that far, that we could say that the Chantilly word is true to this beer. Perhaps it is. Maybe they're whipping cream and adding it to this beer, because if you look at how opaque this is, it's just thick as fuck. You can't see through it. You can't, even if I had this glass half thickness, you would not see through it. You can't. It's the John Cena of
opacity.
Opacity.
Opacity, is that?
Man.
Oh.
But what this beer accomplishes in flavor is actually really impressive. I think if you overhop this beer, it's ruined. So where they went with this and where they stopped with this is really impressive. I don't know if they iterated on this and this is what came from many experiments,
many attempts, or
if this is like their first shot. But either way, they picked the right mix, the right combo.
Yeah. The ingredients, the
This
ratios they're hitting.
They're hitting. This beer is very good in my opinion, and I don't want to influence you, but I'm going to just give my score.
Lay it out.
4.75. The only way you elevate this beer is don't double it. Don't double the malts.
Curious.
I wonder how it would taste as a regular Chantilly Orange IPA. Not a double IPA. Because the alcohol presents just a little bit. The orange rind bitterness is then consumed and overtaken by the alcohol in the breath. The breath is almost all alcohol. And in the nose more than like I never do that actually. Can't really smell it. When I wear a mask,
that's the worst.
I can smell my own breath. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's great.
Sometimes
it
it's
depends on if you're eating Jolly Ranchers or not.
What you got going on. Exactly.
Yeah, that's it though. That's my score. 4.75. Love this beer.
This is the pattern.
Oh yeah,
Grandma,
look at that pattern.
Grandma
the doilies.
Crochet. That's the word. Doilies.
Yeah.
Grandma's doilies. That's y'all know.
They have doilies on tables too.
No way.
Like for like teacups and stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
So,
review this beer.
Here's how I'm feeling about this. Right.
I'm interested.
I'm gonna give it a 4.75 as well.
Wow.
For the opposite reasons that you do.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So I think what would make this a 5, you could amp up the ABV.
Amp up the ABV.
So I think it has it holds up the alcohol. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like this flavor of the orange creamsicle, I know more or less what they're shooting for.
I like disagreement, by the way. So yeah.
So I feel like that
this
can stand up to a higher percentage alcohol.
Okay. Interesting. That's an
interesting
interesting perspective. So you think that if this beer was an 11,
this could be like a 10-12% alcohol,
all right,
range. I
like
would
a triple IPA.
It could be. This could hit triple IPA territory and still be like an excellent beer.
4.75.
Yeah.
Do you think a triple IPA would make this a 5? What would give you that extra 2.25?
See, that's the thing.
Or can it not reach that?
I don't know if it could.
Okay, fair enough. Some beers can't.
Reason being, it's great. It's everything it says it is. That it does what it does, and it does it well. I think it's already like acting as a triple IPA, like alcohol wise.
Yeah, probably.
The
flavor.
Flavor.
Where do you get the alcohol? Is it in the throat? Is it on the tongue? Is it in the
I would say
breath? On the nose?
Back of the throat, exhale.
Okay, I agree with that.
I
just wanted to see if maybe you were getting it somewhere else, and that's why we disagreed.
I think it has the literal legs like.
So you want more punch.
So I think it could be more boozy.
All right.
And I think
Fair enough.
That would be.
That'd be enjoyable.
Don't get me wrong; it wouldn't make it a 5 per se, but it would just. This could be like an 11%, and it would be cool. And again, I couldn't slam these all day.
Saying it wouldn't be a 5 makes me agree with you in that I think this beer could still blindly give it the same score if it had more booze. Do
Right.
I think that would make it better? Not personally, but you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think it has the power to stand up to that double-digit ABV. It certainly tastes like it does already.
Yeah.
So just fucking do it. Don't be soft.
Don't be soft. I will say for a brewery that I don't know a lot about, the execution on this beer is really
phenomenal.
good. And I've done a lot of can art boner segments. Foil on the label is a sign that the brewery is not at the novice level.
No.
Just having that, I know this sounds stupid, but this is the only beer podcast you'll ever hear someone do can art segments on. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I've not seen a beer podcast.
I can't say I've heard of one.
The foil kind of intertwined on this label.
It's that luxury city
a
of...
brewery that you've never heard of will not have that.
Like Zurich.
This beer is elevated to a point where the brewers are proud of themselves.
They know what they're doing.
They know they're good.
Yeah.
Because this is like what Branch and Bone was delivering within their first year.
Definitely.
Like high quality labeling, high quality beer, lots of taste, lots of notes, a lot of just technical stuff. I mean, even in the word Chantilly, I mean, I know this is kind of cliche at this point, but they took a risk on that word even.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even fucking know what it meant. They could have just said this is a milkshake orange creamsicle.
Right.
But they didn't.
Like, I guarantee you, and this is not a slight against Sonder, Sonder has an orange creamsicle like frosted IPA.
Sonder has made one of everything that's ever been done, and they all taste exactly the same.
And they all taste the same.
No offense, Sonder. Have us on, and or you come on our show.
They have a podcast.
They have their own podcast.
We'll be on their podcast.
Yeah, we could do like a 1-for-1 thing. We could talk about them.
The one thing I will say about the maybe the biggest detractor for me, I don't taste any carbonation. I don't get any carbonation at all.
Oh, that's.
I feel like I'm belching a lot.
I haven't heard you belch.
There
is an illusion of carbonation.
Are
you all out?
Yeah, I just...
Taste this and just let it sit on your tongue for a second and tell me what that is. There is the perception of carbonation because it fizzles, but it could be the alcohol. Does it not do that to you?
I mean, I get the kind of that alcohol twang, I guess. I mean, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Alcohol, like the burn? I
mean,
what it is.
Sizzle. But I just don't get any carbonation.
Yeah, no, there's no carbonation in this.
And I don't know.
But that's good for an orange drink. It's got that Sunny D vibe.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is
creamy Sunny D.
This is Sunny D with
This is Sunny D Chantilly. Chantilly Sunny D.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is an excellent comparison.
But better.
Leaps and bounds.
There's something about Sunny D that you're drinking Sunny D. This you wouldn't.
There's something like.
But it's got that like coating on the
wrong
tongue.
about Sunny D.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong about Sunny D.
It's like unnatural.
Something was killed in the process of making Sunny D.
Right.
It's not all oranges. Let's be honest here, folks. So we got 4.75s. I mean, it's really, really good. And I think I have to agree with you. I don't know that this beer can reach a 5. And it's not an offense to the brewer. I think it's just...
I would say more the style.
I'm starting to really kind of get on your side of the fence where it's like... If you were to do anything to this beer, make it stronger.
Right.
Because why not?
Why not?
That's kind of where I'm at.
Like I hate
why
to
not
be like
just
that guy.
make this a beer that you get fucked up on?
Right. You're just
But you
trashed
enjoy
after.
it the whole time. This beer
I'm
never
done.
got. This beer never got.
And it sat out
Like
for
monotone.
too.
Yeah, it
Like
sat out for the whole first half of the podcast. So it's. I mean, this beer is good. It has a lot of the qualities of a 5, and I wish that we could give it a 5, but I think it's just perpetually stuck at 4.75.
I'll
Which
be
is
the
a
first
really
to admit,
big compliment.
I'll be the first to admit, like, double IPAs are probably one of my favorite styles of beer. Just
Okay, that's good
inherently,
to know.
double IPAs are just, they're easy to drink.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time, I mean, of course, I seek out the ones I want, you know,
Yeah,
that
of course,
kind of shit.
Of course. There was a DIPA Sue, by the way.
King Sue is excellent.
That's really good. That's a double IPA? Or is that
think so.
a double dry hopped IPA?
think
I don't
it's
know.
just-
But whatever. That's cool that that's what you're into.
But I'm willing to admit a double IPA is one of my favorite kind of beers.
But you want hops.
But I want that
Yeah, you want the hops.
that stanky hops.
This isn't going to give you stanky anything.
No. It'll give you the opposite. It's good smelly.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm sure there's a better word for that.
This could be an air freshener.
Yeah. It'll be a really good air freshener.
It'd be a great air freshener.
This has put Phase 3 on my radar. For sure.
I want to try more Phase 3 beers for sure.
And it kind of breaks my heart that you said you bought this in Illinois.
Yeah.
So who knows what their distribution looks like?
That's what's so surprising about it is it's like, as far as I know, I can only find this at Binny's in Chicago. But the distribution, I'm telling you, Phase 3, you've probably been fed. If you're listening from Phase 3, 1, thank you for listening. 2,
we will sell out.
you've probably been, we will sell out. 3, you've probably been told that North Carolina, you know, Asheville has the beer down pat. Colorado has the beer. California has the beer. I'm telling you, Dayton, Cincinnati is in my opinion the unspoken capital of beer. People will find this on
and
accident
go nuts.
and they will fucking buy it out because people in this area understand beer better than any place I've been. Get your beer here. Distribute.
Please.
Get it here.
Please.
If not, I'll go back to Illinois and I'll find more.
This would go dumb at Barrel House.
This particular beer would just be sold out immediately.
Day one. They'd put it on tap when they opened, and it would be sold out at the end of the day.
Beers that cause a line, utopias across the country.
Right.
Other than that, is there one? I think people might, if they, I don't know. I can't say that it would cause a line because it's not a 5. But people would, on at least the Dayton beer groups, be like, "Do you really still have some of that? You have that? I'll trade you for it."
Right.
It'd be popular because people in Ohio know beer.
Speaking of beer groups, speaking of looking for old beers, Chrissy and Andrew, owners of D20,
Yeah.
clearing out their cellar.
No shit.
They've got some beers from like 2014, 2015.
Ooh, I need to check that out.
If you are part of the Dayton Beer Group
I am.
on Facebook, look into that.
I will.
Of course, I don't know what they're...
It's probably expensive because they
sure.
probably have good shit.
They definitely got good shit. I will admit it's been a minute since I've been there.
Yeah.
But they've got some pretty crazy stuff. I seen Chrissy posting about it the other day, and they've got some.
Well, now the word's out, so I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Luckily, we're a few days early on this podcast.
That's true.
So I have some time to go check it out.
Yeah, look into it. There's some pretty crazy stuff.
Matt buys collections.
I had a half a mind to shoot him the message and say, like, look into this.
Yeah, you should.
But I know he's halfway across the fucking planet.
He'll work it out.
But he'd make it happen.
He's good at
if he's
good
if
at
he wants to,
communication.
he'd make it happen.
Man.
But yeah, this
Anyway, phase 3.
crazy.
Distribute to Ohio. I'll tell you the first place you should go. Hall's Corner Store.
I need to go there more.
What is their
since I work
like
close
official name? Hall's Corner. That's it.
So.
If you get your beer there, that'll do what you need. That will get it. And you probably pick a couple places in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Because we're in Dayton. Yeah. Definitely don't just go to Hall's.
Shout out Dayton.
But yeah, Dayton's the best.
Phase 3 Brewer only open until 8 p.m.
Oh. Do you allow dogs? I hope so.
I hope so.
Anyway.
Shout out dogs.
Shout out dogs. Outshout. We'd say outshout on this podcast.
Yeah, I've been bad about that.
It's all right.
It's outshout.
So that's it. I mean, I don't have anything else. This beer was really good.
Yeah.
Great way to end the podcast.
Excellent second beer.
Steph, I appreciate you helping me out.
Yeah.
We only have a few more weeks until Matt's back.
Happy to. Matt said less than a month, right?
Less than a month. He's going to be back. And I'm trying to plan a big shebang. But I'm not sure how that will work in conjunction with recording.
Gotcha.
But I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
You could always do like a powwow.
It's hard
and
because
then
he needs to reacclimate and he needs to get back into his routine.
Jet lag.
Whereas like if I'm like, hey, come to my house for the first podcast, that's not fair. Because he's got a lot going on.
He's a busy man.
Anyway, May 1st probably will be our first podcast back.
Okay.
That's it. You got any parting words for the Chuggalos?
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And that's it.
That's it. Thanks
Go
for
Cubs.
being here. Go Cubs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we appreciate you, Chuggalos. That's episode 229. Join us next week for 2:30.
The best time to see